Hello and good morning, guys. It's been a long time since we've had a little sit down chit chat, so I thought I would actually film my pregnancy story and my first trimester and how that went for me. Obviously, firstly, I want to apologize for not, making content and everything like that, but obviously now you guys know there was a valid reason, especially if you watched my last little vlog. By the time you guys see this, I'll be 22 weeks. And today is actually my gender reveal, so we're actually going for the scan where I'm going to ask the nurse to actually write down what the gender of the baby is. So I'm very excited today, and because of that excitement I thought, you know what, let's actually make a little YouTube video. Like I said, I was going to do my first trimester experience, so let's do that today. So you guys, if you've been following me for a while, you know the story. Like I moved out of the UK in early December, end of November, and literally a few weeks later I found out I was pregnant. It was really weird actually. So what happened is I kept taking pregnancy tests in December. They were all coming out negative, every single one of them, and because I'm in a different country I couldn't find any clear blue tests. So I guess these little stick ones, wait, let me show you. These little stick ones were just coming up as like, you couldn't see like the second line. So I was like, okay, I'm not pregnant. Okay, cool. Because basically, and I was fine with it because in my head I was like, it's going to take time to get pregnant because we decided just before coming here that we would start trying. And in my head and in his head, it would take us at least a couple months. Especially because, my age, I've never gotten pregnant before ever in my life. So just with those factors, we didn't think it would happen so quickly. We actually conceived a baby before even arriving here. We conceived the baby in November, end of November, just before flying out, which is really sweet actually. But how I found out I was pregnant wasn't the nicest way to find out I was pregnant. Basically, I'd started to get really sick. Like I was vomiting all the time, like I couldn't keep food down at all. And it got to like January, I want to say mid-January, like literally right near my birthday, my 29th birthday. So we went to the hospital. We said, like, look, I've done pregnancy tests, they're all coming out negative. Did them in December. I'm super sick right now, like what is going on? So they obviously ran some tests. They were like, let's just check to see if you're pregnant again, because they asked her like, is there any possibility? And I said, yeah, absolutely there is. And so I did, like, they gave me another test and it came out that I was pregnant, which is the one that I just showed you. So basically found out in a doctor's office while I was like profusely vomiting and like literally couldn't hold anything down, had like IV drips in my arm. By the way, I did not vlog or take any pictures of that. Like I know so many women like vlog their HG experience. I did not. There was no vlogging that. There was no taking pictures of that. Hell no. Guys, literally, I only felt better at about 13 weeks. So from the last week of December all the way till about, I want to say end of February, I was just vomiting like again and again. Like it was all day. They call it morning sickness, but honey, it wasn't just in the morning. And yeah, I'm sure like I'll get maybe people asking like, oh, how did you manage that? How did you deal with that? And honestly, I didn't. I just had to be on drips. I had to be on medication. Yes, I took medication. I know there's always judgment for mums when it comes to taking medication in your first trimester, but literally, guys, I was dying. I actually lost, I want to say 10 kg. I lost around 10 kg, and for you guys that know me, know I'm an extremely small girl. I'm very skinny already. I'm very petite, very short, so it was terrible. I looked awful. People were worried. I thought I was gonna die. Like, no joke, I thought I was gonna die. I didn't, thank God. I'm still here and thriving. So yeah, that was one of the symptoms that I went through. So obviously vomiting, nausea, I had all of that, and people will be asking me like, oh, how did you survive? Like, how did you get through that? Guys, I'm kidding you not. This is why they say pick your partner wisely. Your husband, your partner, your boyfriend, pick them wisely, because they're the ones that are going to be there to help you. Obviously, I couldn't even get out of bed, and the only time I did get out of bed was literally to vomit in the toilet. He would bring me water, he would bring me my medication, some fruit, some frozen fruit, because he knew that's all I could stomach. He'd always cook for me. There's always food. He would clean. He would do everything around the house. Like, I'll be honest with you, when we got married, like, I did all of that stuff. I mean, he always cooked because he's the chef, but I was doing all the cleaning and all the other stuff. So to watch him do that for us, like, that's what a man should be doing. Especially if you're that sick, like, that's what he should be doing. So my one advice would be just to, like, pick your partner wisely. That's literally it. If you're planning to get pregnant or you want to get pregnant, please just pick your partner carefully, because I made the best decision. Like, my husband is the best. I have to give him that. I just have to. And let's talk about another symptom now. The other symptom that I had was obviously not being able to sleep. That's not just due to the vomiting, but it was just due to, like, weakness. I think just baby developing, you just obviously develop insomnia. There's nothing that I could do. I was obviously on medication as well, so I don't know if it was a medication kind of messing up my pathways and just not allowing me to sleep, because, again, for those who know me, know that I can sleep for ages. Like, sleeping has never been a problem for me in my entire life up until now. But it's okay, because, we're getting some practice in, because once baby arrives, there's not going to be much sleep in the first month or two. So at least I'm getting a bit of practice, so I'm trying to be positive about that. Another symptom that I went through was just mental health. A lot of you girlies you'll just be able to relate. My mental health was in the gutter. I'm just going to be real and frank with you. My mental health was in the gutter, because when all you're doing is just vomiting, and that's it. And you by the way, I couldn't even speak. I felt like if I opened my mouth, I was going to just vomit. So I couldn't even speak to, like, my husband. It was insane. It was super insane. So yeah, just mental health was really, really bad. I don't think I felt that low in my life in a long, long time. So that was truly a struggle, which is why I think it took me so long to come back to YouTube, because even though the vomiting had stopped at 13 weeks, I came back onto YouTube and social media, and again, at that very, very slowly, at like around 20 something weeks. Like, I didn't come back straight away because my mental health just was not in a good place, and I wanted to actually fix that, because obviously I'm becoming a mum, and that is more important to me, to have, like, good mental health for when my baby arrives. And for me as well, I was in a brand new place, in a brand new country, and literally within the first few weeks of getting here, I got really sick. So I actually never had the chance to settle in per se. So I actually really wanted to just settle in and just make the most out of being here first and getting used to my surroundings, and then come back. So mental health was a big thing during that time. It wasn't a nice experience, but you know what? From each experience, we learn and we grow. Another symptom that came back was my eczema. Now, it didn't come back really bad. I think it came back obviously because of the surge of hormones and the changes your body is going through. Now, obviously, as you guys can see, there's nothing on my face, there's nothing on my neck. But I did have a little bit. So, like, I had like a tiny bit around my eyes during my first trimester and a tiny bit in my neck. And I think the reason why it was only a little bit was because, firstly, I'm on a tropical island, so I get the sun. So I was able to kind of, sit outside on the balcony, soak in some sun, so the eczema didn't get so bad. And then secondly, I wasn't eating anything and I wasn't drinking anything. So, I mean, my diet was great anyway. Even when I did eat, when I was on the medication, my diet is always clean. It's always going to be clean. That's not something that I wanted to change while I was pregnant. I always said that, especially when I'm pregnant, I would actually take it even more serious, like my diet and my lifestyle, because I used to get like very sick as a young girl, and I wouldn't want that for my child. So that for me was quite important. So the eczema, it's not been that bad. Now that I'm coming into my second trimester, I do have a little bit on my body because my stomach. Okay, let's move on to the next symptom. My stomach is so itchy. Like, oh my God, like the itchiness that I'm getting. Obviously, I'm trying not to scratch because you can get like stretch marks and stuff. So I'm just using aloe, olive oil, shea butter and all that stuff on my stomach. But Lord, the itchiness is insane. And I think roughly that's all the symptoms that I've had. I mean, obviously I've had like the ligament pain because of the growth of the baby. I've had like sciatica pain. Yes, I've also had the pain that you get in like your butt, where you can't sit like on your butt for too long, and if you do, your body will let you know to like move or switch angles or whatever. And yeah, honestly guys, that's it. That was my first trimester experience, and I hate to say it, but it wasn't a nice experience. That's it. I wish I had a better experience, but I feel like I'm having that now in my second trimester, which I can always make a video for you guys if you want that. Let me know if you guys want a video regarding my second trimester and how that's going and what I've been up to, and I can do that for you guys. But the next stage is a little gender reveal. I will be putting my gender reveal up on the internet. We'll see how I feel. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Please do comment, like, subscribe, and yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.